Come on, Holy Ghost. They were both in war. Come on. Ready? And the closer that Mary got to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth to Mary, what God had put inside them would begin to bear witness with the water. Go ahead and read it, Greg.
This is during this time is during the time of unleavened bread, and this is where he was referring to Luke 22, verse 7. It says, "Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed, and he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare the Passover for us, that we may eat. So they said to him, Where do you want us to prepare? And he said to them, Behold, when you have entered the city, a man will meet you carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house which he enters. Then you shall say to the master of the house, The teacher says to you, Where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? Then he will show you a large furnished upper room. There make ready. So they went and found it just as he had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. But it had already been prepared. And how did he say he was going to prepare? How did he know who was going to prepare it? It says, when you enter the city, you'll see a man carrying a pitcher of water.
Come on, Holy Ghost.
Follow him into the place where he enters, and you're to follow him, and he's going to take you to the place where you're to have your Passover.
Oh, wow. Come on,
Yes.
Holy Ghost. Oh, enter into that right now, family. See, that's what I call a liquid door. Yes, Lord. We just entered a liquid door. Had we forgot that we must pass through the water, family? Had we forgotten that? Come on up, Deborah. That's very interesting, brother. We'll meditate on that and go deeper into that. The man with the pitcher of water.
Yes, awesome. We'll be coming out of Numbers 22.
Yes.
Starting with verse 23. Let's back up to 22. 22. Then God's anger was amused because he went, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him, and he was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. Now the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. So Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back onto the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between the vineyards, with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. So he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn, either to the right hand or to the left. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she laid down under Balaam. So Balaam's anger was aroused, and he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey and said to Balaam, What have I done to you that you have struck me 3 times? And Balaam said to the donkey, Because you have abused me, I wish there were a sword in my hand, for now I would kill you. So the donkey said to Balaam, Am I not your donkey on which you have ridden ever since was I ever disposed to do this to you? And he said, No. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said to him, Why have you struck your donkey 3 times? Because I have come out to stand against you, because your way is perverse before me. The donkey saw me and turned aside from these 3 times, and she had not turned aside from me. Surely I also would have killed you by now and let her live. And Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I did not know Who stood in the way against me? Now therefore, if it displeases you, I will turn back. So the donkey saw, was in verse 23, 25, and 27. And the donkey turned aside, in verse 23. She pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she talked to Balaam. The donkey was struck 3 times by Balaam. She saved Balaam's life, because if she had not turned aside from me, surely I would have also killed you by now and let her live.
Yes.
Notice that the donkey saw, the donkey spoke, and the donkey smashed Balaam's leg against the wall. The donkey asked Balaam 3 questions. What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times? Am I not your donkey, which you have ridden ever since I became yours to this day? Was I ever disposed to you to do this to you? Otherwise, you know who I am. I'm your donkey, and I've always done what you wanted me to do. Psalms 119, 105 says, your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Notice that the first time that the donkey turned off the path, that's the wide path. So Proverbs 2:8 says, he guards the paths of justice and preserves the way of his saints.
That's
From
good.
Proverbs 5 and 6, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. The next one was narrow path. I found 3 paths.
Oh, wow.
He turned off the path, the narrow path, and the narrow place. Well, the other was not path, it was place. Matthew 7 says, enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it. Because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it.
Yes.
The narrow place is Luke 13:24. Strive to enter through the narrow gate, for many, I say to you, will seek to enter and will not be able to.
Wow.
And that's what God had showed me in that word.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.